Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bill Hart, and this you're tuned into is the Lanky Beat Show, brought to you by Wrightington Hospital Radio and produced by Diane Herring. Well, what of a show we've got for you tonight. As regular listeners, we'll be putting the English Red Rose County of Lancashire on the world's rock and roll map tonight, as we usually do every week. And with me in the studio and helping me along to do it is a band famously known as the Vaqueros. We've got in the studio with us, we've got Colin Edwardson, Jon Wokky Watkinson, Garry Roberts, and the roadie manager. Must have been one of the first in the world.
I was the driver,
Malc Brown. Say hello, boys.
I never
Hey.
Still waiting for that petrol.
Okay, we'll get on to the rock and roll, and let's get the ELO track covered by my old band, the Shims. 2004 we put this down. Hold on tight to your dreams.
It's a long time to be gone. Hold on. Hold on. Rolls on and on. Hold on. When you need a shoulder to cry on, when you get so sick of trying, hold on tight to your dream. When you get so down that you can't get up, and you want so much but you're all out of luck, when you're so downhearted and misunderstood, just over and over and over you could. Accroché-toi, à ton rêve. Accroché-toi, à ton rêve. Quand tu vois tant battre partir, quand tu sens ton cœur se briser, accroché-toi. You can't get up, and you want so much, but you're all out of luck. When you're so downhearted and misunderstood, just over and over and over you could. Yeah. Hold on tight to your dream. Hold on. Well, hold on tight to your dream. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. When you see shadows falling, when you feel the cold winds calling, just hold on tight to your dream. Oh yeah, hold on tight to your dream. Hold on tight.
To your dreams. I hope we got that in at the end there, Diane. Did we get that okay? Fantastic. Let's move it along. We've got the next track for you. We're not hanging about tonight. We're going to get to the main part of the show in a few minutes' time. And this is 57 Chevy. They're from Leyland, and they have no particular place to go.
Riding along on my automobile, my baby beside me at the wheel. I stole the kiss of a turn of a mile, my curiosity running wild, cruising and playing the radio, with no particular place to go. Riding along on my automobile, I wanted to tell her the way I feel, so I told her softly and sincere. She leaned and whispered in my ear, cuddling more and driving slow, with no particular place to go.
particular place to go. So we out in the Kokomo. The night was young and the moon was gold. We both decided to take a stroll. Can you imagine the way I felt? I couldn't have fastened a safety belt. Riding along on the calaboose, still trying to get a belt to loose. On the way home I held a grudge for the safety belt that wouldn't budge. Cruising and playing the radio with no particular place to go. Tail on, boys, tail on.
Well, no particular place to go. We all know where that came from, don't we? That's Shuckberry, and we would love to hear a little bit more from 57 Chevy. We certainly would like to see them back at Lanky Cats pretty soon. What was last night at Lanky Cats, the last night we had, that I'm trying to say, is what a good night we had again. We keep putting these good nights in at Lanky Cats, don't we? It was a fantastic occasion. If you can try and get down there, Standish Unity Club, Cross Street Standish, we're there every other Thursday, if you like, first Thursday and third Thursdays of the month. We'd love to see you. It's £1 for everybody. That includes the musicians. And we usually pull in now between 90 and 100 people every time we meet. And it's growing all the time. We have another band that keeps coming on to Lanky Cats quite a bit. And that's Tom, Dick and Harry. And I'm your drummer on that. And this is the track that I've got lined up for you next. It's sung by Jack, and he's done a nice little trick here with Oasis, and he's singing half of this and a half of that. Well, almost. Anyway, see what you think of this. I think it's tremendous.
I would like to leave this city. This old town don't smell too pretty, and I can feel the warning signs. They're coming around my mind. So what do you say? You can give me the dreams that are mine anyway. Half the world away. Half the world away. Half the world away. I've been lost, I've been found, but I won't feel down. No, I won't feel down. No, I won't feel down. She's electric, she's in a family full of eccentrics.
big thank you to give out tonight because we're in Chorley hospital premises tonight, and we're on the hospital radio here in Chorley on the hospital, like I say, on the hospital premises, and we are the guests of CP Radio. Guess what the C stands for? Chorley, and the P stands for Preston, because that is where the Chorley and the Preston thing all links up. And we're guests of Kathy here, who seems to be the number one in terms of the big hitter here and all that. So we are so grateful here at Lanky Beat for Kathy giving us this opportunity to use her lovely, lovely studio. And in fact, there's not one, there's two. And how good is that?
No
So, Kathy, say hi. I tell you,
hi, no problem, you guys.
Lovely.
Nice
And-
to be surrounded with
Yeah.
so many gentlemen.
Yeah.
Talking about gentlemen, but men.
We kind of went down to Lanky Cats last week and we met you, didn't we?
We did.
What did you think of us at Lanky Cats?
Well, I never knew it existed, and I thought it was brilliant because it's the first time for a long time I've been out somewhere, and then on the way home, my feet were still a tapping. My feet were still a tapping, and very happy music, and it made me feel good. You know,
Right,
some of the
right.
music that they have today,
Yeah.
well, it doesn't leave you with that kind of a good feeling.
Right.
You know.
And it's it's live music.
Yes.
Live bands, and I mean, kind of thing. Live music is not. It doesn't exist in a lot of places anymore, does it?
No,
I mean, it
because a
doesn't-
lot of the working men's clubs where they
Yeah.
used to have a lot of live music are closing down now. My
Yeah.
husband and I go to Deepdale Labour Club at Preston
Know
where
it
they
well,
have
yes.
where they have live music, and I prefer live music because it's visual as well as
Yeah,
anything else.
of course it
you
is.
know.
Of course
and
it
of
is.
course the rock and roll era, giving my age away, it's my kind of music.
Well, of course. I'm glad you came down to see what we do and
Yes.
how we do it, and the surroundings. Did you feel they were comfortable enough for you? And
Yes,
things like
and I
that?
was quite surprised with it being a midweek venue
Yeah.
that there was that many people out there and
Yeah,
that many
yeah.
people went there.
That's right, it's
It looked like it was very well supported.
It is well supported, no question about it.
So,
And,
like
yeah.
you say, if anybody on a Thursday evening is looking for something to lift their spirits, get down there.
Thank you very much. That's as good a plug as I'm going to get for Lanky Cats, is it? Well, we work hard down at Lanky Cats, don't we, Diane? Diane
Certainly
does
do, yes.
our sound, which was our sound engineering, and we're constantly tweaking and doing all sorts to kind of improve, and we've improved it immensely, haven't we, down there? There's no question
From when I
about
first
it.
started,
But when it first started,
it's a lot better than it used to be.
she was absolutely her head was in her hands, wasn't it? You know, when you put your head in your hands, you go, oh my, that was Diane.
I had earplugs in my bag ready to go.
Yeah,
immediately.
I know, and that's it. Well, sound is so important because if it's not right, the sound, then your audience are not happy, and if it's not right on stage for the musicians, they're not happy, and that's what we're endeavouring to do: keep everybody happy and get this sound right. And we're still tweaking as we go. Aren't
yeah,
we?
we're still-
We're not perfect, and we don't pretend to be perfect, but we do actually work very hard to make it as good as we
It's as good
possibly
as it's
can.
going to get for the time being until the next upgrade session takes place in
Yeah,
a week or two.
with an upgrade session in mind. Yeah. Okay, back to the music. This guy, he doesn't need upgrading. He's done it all. He's been there, and he's got the actual cardigan now because we all. Parky swings the blues, and Parky is Alan Parkinson, the lead singer with the Beat Boys, and he is talking about things.
Every night I sit here by my window, staring at the lonely avenue, just watching lovers holding hands and laughing, thinking about the things we used to do. Like a walk in the park, like a kiss in the dark, sailboat ride. What about the night we cried? Things like a lover's vow, things that we don't do now, thinking about the things we used to do. Memories are all I have to cling to. Heartaches are the friends I'm talking to. But when I'm not thinking of just how much I love you, I'm thinking about the things we used to do. Like a walk in the park, like a kiss in the dark, like a sailboat ride. What about the night we cried? Things like a lover's vow, things that we don't do now, thinking about the things we used to do. I still can hear the jukebox softly playing, and the friends I meet each day belong to you. When there's not a single sound and there's nobody else around, just me thinking of the things we used to do. Like a walk in the park, like a kiss in the dark, like a sailboat ride. What about the night we cried? Things like a lover's vow, things that we don't do now, thinking about the things we used to do. And the heartaches are the friends I'm talking to. You got me thinking about the things we used to do.
Okay, Alan Parkinson, and Parky as he loves to be called these days, and still doing it, still going around the clubs doing it, and of course they reform every so often to the Beat Boys like everybody else, and they do a big concert for charity, and usually down at St James's at Orrell, that's where I last saw them, and they seem to be getting a regular gig out of that every year, don't they? And it's so well attended, and they raise funds for Dr. Nakwi and cancer research, don't they? And we'll be hearing a little bit about that, and yeah, the heart things, yes, and things like that, yeah. And we'll be hearing a little bit about Lanky Cats and what they're doing next in terms of charities and charity raising and fundraising for this charity, that charity. Anyway, I won't go into details here and now, but things are developing in the background. I've got Donna Eccles here. She's a marvellous voice. We're so blessed in Lancashire with so much talent, but we're not blessed with how well we're known around the world, because we absolutely fell by the wayside when it came to Liverpool, when it came to Manchester. Even Newcastle and Birmingham got better press than we did, and yet I think that's a travesty of justice, because what's going on in Lancashire was the same as what was going on everywhere, and we didn't get our fair crack of the whip, is what you might say about it. But when you think of the Merseysound and things like that, and what came out of it, and who came out of it, them that shan't be mentioned tonight, and it's obvious that they were the world beaters, and that they blazed the trail for everybody to follow. But Lancashire didn't somehow, it went into a black hole, did Lancashire. And it's a beautiful place with beautiful people and so much talent. You can't imagine it. It really is. It's infinitesimal. And I hope that word comes across all right, because I don't use it very often. But there you go. And this is one such young lady. She lives in Standish with her dad. Her dad is Jerry Eccles. He's a talented bloke and a half, I can tell you too. And this is Donna Eccles, and she sings Papa, Don't Preach.
But you should know by now, I'm not a baby. You always taught me right from wrong. I need your help, Daddy, please be strong. I may be young at heart, but I know what I'm saying. The one you warned me all about, the one you said I could do without, wearing an awful mess, and I told says that he's going to marry me, and we can raise a little family. Maybe we'll be alright, it's a sacrifice. But my friends keep telling me to give it up, saying I'm too young, I gotta live it up. What I need right now is some good advice. Please, Papa, don't preach, I'm in trouble deep. Papa, don't preach, I've been losing sleep, but I'm made up my mind, I'm keeping my baby. Whoa, I'm gonna keep my baby. Ooh. Daddy, Daddy, if you could only see just how good he's been treating me. You give us your blessing right now, 'cause we are in love. We are in love, so please, Papa, don't preach, I'm in trouble deep. Papa, don't preach, I've been losing sleep, but I made up my mind, I'm keeping my baby. Whoa, I'm gonna keep my baby. Oh, don't stop loving me, Daddy. I know I'm keeping my baby. Don't stop loving me, Daddy. I know I'm keeping my baby. Don't stop loving me, Daddy. I know I'm keeping my baby.
You know, Lanky Beat is not half getting known now, you know, well known. We had the Lancashire Telegraph, and the people got in touch with me and said, oh, we've seen your website, www.lankybeat.com. Don't forget there's an LANKYBEAT, lankybeat.com. And they got in touch and said, can we run a special down over in Burnley, Blackburn, Accrington, Nelson, Colne, Pendle, generally area? That covers that area very well. And we do attract to Lanky Cats some people from over that side. I do know we had some people from Clitheroe at Lanky Cats last time, and we attract a band from over there, and we interviewed them on Lanky Beat Radio 10, should I say, Programme 10. Anyway, they came over, the weather, they were called, the Summers, the Electones, and we had a great time with them. And coming across and down the M6 and to Standish, sometimes is a big deal for people because they say, oh, it's a long way to come and all that, and so on. So we don't bother about things like that. We kind of, we accept that Standish is not in the middle of everything, but it's as close to the centre of Lancashire as you're going to get. But anyway, it's nice for them to be able to come down and see us in that particular way. And this particular article in the Lancashire Telegraph outlined the bands over in East Lancashire who were making a name for themselves, and the fact that the Beatles played in Darwin on one particular night, and they played with the Electones, the two guys who were here last week. They were in the band. They actually told us all about it. And it's nice to get the recognition now going and a little bit further afield, because that was always the aim of Lanky Beat, is to just represent Lancashire, and that means every little nook and cranny of Lancashire, east, west, north, south. And on the bedrock, of course, of rock and roll is in South Lancashire, quite close to Liverpool and Manchester. And then you've got this another hotbed over in the Middleton area and Rochdale, Oldham. That's another little area, and there's another little enclave of its very own. Then you've got East Lancashire, and that produced people like the Four Pennies, people John Anderton out of a band called Yes, and many other different people like that came across, and that was another hotbed. Then you got the Blackpool area, then you got up towards Lancaster and Morecambe and places like that. So, even in our little area in the world, Lancashire, UK, we've got divisions of this, that and the other, and towns and cities and things like that. We've just got about everything. And these 2, 3, 4 guys here with me tonight, they're from the spread of Lancashire, aren't you? I think you're advertised on my website as being from Whiston. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that most of you live in the
Whiston and Prescott.
Whiston and Prescott.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the nearest big towns for them, John?
St Helens, really.
St Helens.
When you told about town,
Yeah.
we tended to be St Helens.
Yeah, yeah.
As opposed to Liverpool.
That's right. You weren't a Liverpool band,
No,
not in any way, were you,
it was
John?
before
Yeah.
the phrase Merseyside ever come out, like, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
ourselves.
we can take you back now to pre-bands, pre-everything. When you were running around schoolyard again in your short pants and thinking, "What's the world? What's the world?" It's a sight. You can't imagine it, can you?
I can.
I know. You can't. What you got? It's this. What got you from that particular school playground into playing rock and roll? And I'm interested in what actually went on in your influences and what kind of music you happened to be hearing that inspired you enough to pick up and play what instrument, John? What instrument?
Play rhythm guitar.
Rhythm guitar. So what made you play rhythm guitar?
Well, more or less the music I was listening to.
Yeah. What? Like
Lonnie and
Lonnie Donegan. Yeah.
A lot of Hank Williams.
Hank Williams. That country, big influence. That country stuff from America. I mean, that was the big stuff, wasn't it? Coming over from America.
Actually getting to play was actually meeting Lally Stott, you know.
Yeah. And that. Yeah.
He showed me a few chords.
I know.
Got me interested.
So Lally, God bless him, we'll be talking about
Yeah.
Lally, who was in the Vaqueros in a few minutes' time. And I want to move it round now to Garry Roberts. And you played what instrument, Garry?
Guitar.
You're a guitarist as well, yeah. Were you in the band at the same time with John? Because there's 8 of you, I'm counting, aren't there? And we've got 4 of you here.
Yeah, John was in before me.
Yeah.
And he wasn't too keen on the army and kept coming out without telling him.
Oh, right.
So I got the job in between him nipping out, you see. I used to go to school with Lal. We were best mates, and then we kind of, when you leave school, you drift apart a little bit, because he lived in technically Prescott and I'm in Whiston.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
At least 100 yards apart. Like.
Yeah. Oh, but it could be
and
100
then,
yards apart. Yeah.
He came up our house one day and just said, "I believe you play guitar." I'd only been playing it about a year or so. I said, "Yeah." I thought it was wonderful.
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, do you want to come in my band?" Which was.
Yeah.
So it was the Bachelor Boys, as Wokky said, that it became the case.
So this was the Bachelor Boys, yeah?
Yeah.
Bachelor Boys. This was pre-Vaqueros.
Yeah.
What kind of year? Yeah. What age were you? What was that?
I'd be about 17, I think.
17. 19. What? 50.
Technical, this, isn't it?
63.
63.
I was 63.
About 63.
Well, it's maybe end of 62, 63.
Yeah.
Beginning of 63.
Yeah.
It was over Christmas, like, because I used to get leave at Christmas.
Yeah.
Wouldn't call it leave.
I know. In other words, 63. Yeah. I mean, let's face it. We're talking about 50 years ago, kind of now, when the Beatles first made "Please Please Me" album, and you were getting a band together. So the Beatles had been well underway. They'd been to Hamburg 2 or 3 or 4 times. They'd well established themselves as musicians, and you were just starting off. So it gives you some kind of sense of, I don't know, proportion as to what was going on at that particular time, and the backdrop to you forming a band.
Yeah, well, Lally was like 2 years in front of us.
Was he?
He'd had since he was 16. He'd been in bands, different little bands in Prescott, and he done all the circuit, played with the Beatles, like at different.
Oh,
clubs.
right.
He'd been, done the Cavern, done the Hamilton Hall, Ancient Institute, all the main venues.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Like I say, we'll talk about Lally in a minute, because he is an important influence in the band. But Malc, I'm coming round to you now. Then tell me what instrument you played.
I played the fiddle mostly, but now when I was 15, we decided to form a band, and our influence was Lonnie Donegan, Nancy Whiskey, and all those. Yeah. And so I got a guitar, and I practiced for at least 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it.
So I got a bass.
Yeah.
You know, teachers.
Yeah.
With a stick on and a piece of string, and it worked.
And it worked?
Yeah, I lasted a week before I was sacked.
Another week you lasted. And then what did you go on to do?
Then I was in the army then. No, we moved to Wigan just
to replace him, you see, so he's just swapped over.
Yeah.
We should.
Yeah, yeah.
My family moved to Wigan then, so I lost track of these lads.
All right, yeah. And how did you get back with them?
Well, my brother came in one day and he said there's some mates of yours playing at the Old Hall.
Oh yes, the Old Hall. Is that the hotel Old Hall Hotel, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
is it?
I mean that's
that's a pub.
Old
really.
Hall was the Mecca then.
Courthouse.
You know.
Oh, it was.
If you wanted to fight, you went to the Old Hall.
Oh,
you know.
well, of course, yeah, yeah.
And,
You had to book an appointment,
so
didn't you?
I went in, and there was Wokky there playing away, and Lally, and
fantastic.
And it was great, yeah. And we had a fantastic.
So that.
My dad had
so you got involved with them, but then you
only
got.
because we had a van.
Yeah, the van. Is that all they like you for? Your van? Is that it?
They never did like me. You
know?
No. I put my own petrol.
But they pretended to like you because you had a van.
Right, yeah.
And then you, of course, you used to drive them round.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they'd love that, wouldn't they?
Oh, they loved it.
I bet they did.
Yeah,
I bet they did, yeah.
I'm still trying to get the money for the petrol. Yeah.
Oh, right,
Steady,
yeah.
Well, don't shock Garry.
Yeah.
It was good sometimes. I mean, because I just left home and off we went with him. And some nights I'd sleep at Jon Kearns, the drummer.
Yeah.
Until his sister would get fed up. And
Yeah.
So you can't stay.
Yeah, and John's living in Germany now. Yeah.
We spoke to him on the phone before.
Yeah.
He came.
Excellent. He's not been well. I take it.
No, he's got emphysema.
Emphysema. Right.
But Joe went on well. He toured Germany.
Yeah.
He married. He was with Sylvia's show band, wasn't he?
Right.
And a very successful band in Germany.
Oh yeah.
And then, because they played a lot of the bases in America, he got to know people there.
Yeah.
And when he got married, he decided to get into Civvy Street sort of thing, and he ended up with a job with the American military, and ended up as the senior, public relations officer or something.
Fantastic.
For all the civilians working for the Americans. Yeah.
Well, I know he's going to be looking forward to listening to what we're saying about him. Is any you want to call him or anything like that? Call him names, or does he owe you any money?
Yeah.
Oh,
right. Everybody.
Yeah. I don't. Anyway, it's lovely for you guys to mention an absent colleague, and he's in Germany, and we wish you all the best, John. And we're going to talk about you later, and the fact that you're a shed builder like me. You're a drummer, and your drumming is legendary because it's in a film that we're going to talk about later. And they're squirming again because I've mentioned this film. They're all squirming. And they'll squirm a bit more because I'm going to make them talk about it later. But before we do that, I've got Colin Edwardson here. And Colin, tell us about how you got involved with the Vaqueros.
It would be
1970, wasn't it? No.
70, late as that.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
When I went into the Old Hall for some reason, and can't remember why.
Blind drum, Colin,
Yeah.
And there was auditioning bass players.
Yeah.
But you do.
And
no one turned up but Colin.
I got up playing just a 12-bar with Garry here. And
This was on your bass guitar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Wokky walked in and he just said, "That's a bass."
Right.
And me and Wokky's been in touch for 50 years ever since.
Right.
But they were my heroes then, and they still are.
Can I just take you back a bit then? What were you doing anything before that?
Oh yes, yeah. I started with the lad named Derek Hyam.
Yeah.
Colin Harrison on drums, which was my cousin.
Did he have a name?
The Foot Tappers.
The Foot Tappers.
And for obvious reasons, we played Shadows numbers.
I think, there's a connection there, isn't there?
Yeah.
And on Lanky Beat, I've got the Foot Tappers on Lanky Beat, so I just click on to them again. Look at Lanky Beat and Foot Tappers.
That lasted a few years.
Yeah, I mean the Shadows didn't last that long. I mean, no longer than Lonnie Donegan lasted. Shadows lasted, and then all of a sudden, it was a completely different ball game, wasn't it? It had changed completely, and it was all based on what was going on in Liverpool, wasn't it? Basically.
Yeah. Well, I ended up with Billy Barker then, which was the same sort of band, Shadows. Yeah. And
is that Billy Barker and the M Boys?
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
And then after that, I went with different bands.
Yeah.
Eddie Entwistle, I don't know Eddie, he's dead now.
Yeah.
Couple.
Yeah. Right.
Very good guitarist. Malc Brown.
Malc Grundy. Well, he was in the Beat Boys, wasn't he?
Yeah, Malc Grundy. And then he went the Rats.
And then he went with the Rats, as like you said.
And Sammy Howard and Malc Grundy approached me one day to form an original band doing our own stuff.
Ooh.
Which was very educational.
I bet it was.
Because
yeah.
Malc Grundy knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And were you a writer, a songwriter?
No. I was just, for some strange reason, a light bass player.
Right.
And,
right.
Because you could knock around with musicians.
Yeah.
We're we're coming into a kind of a little casual break because we've been talking very briefly about Lally Stott, and he got to quite well known because he wrote a very, very special song, and that song hit #1 in the charts. Do you remember what kind of year that was? Do you remember what year it was?
73.
73? Yeah.
When Middle of the Road.
Yeah, 73.
Yeah.
Middle of the Road, yeah.
Lally did it in 72.
He did it in 72.
It was really
and then a band called...
#1 in Australia as well, that was.
There was what?
It was #1 in Australia.
Yeah. It and it made a lot of money for somebody, didn't it? I mean,
made a few shillings.
yeah, and the band called Middle of the Road from Scotland sang the song. Anyway, here it is. We've got it here for you, and have another little listen. You'll be strangely familiar with it because it's called Chirpy, Chirpy, Cheep, Cheep. Chirpy, cheep, cheep. That's it's so infectious even now. That's
I've still got the spots.
Have you? Have you? Right. So Lally, tell us. I mean, I'm trying to use my words carefully. Lally, sadly, was killed in an accident, wasn't he? Could you tell us a little bit about that? Because there's a lot of myths surrounding that, of how and when and such like, that and Lally died. And what he'll do tonight is put the record absolutely straight.
It was so, what you should say, tragic in the fact that Lal, he had a car and he had a little runabout bike, which was it was about 150cc, whatever it was, like, you know. I don't know.
A little buzz bike.
But it's been stolen.
Yeah.
It's actually been stolen.
Where was it stolen from? Home?
He lived above. He had a business, like a dress shop, and he lived in a flat above the shop.
Yeah.
You know.
Was this in Whiston?
In Whiston, yeah.
Right.
Just a little bit further down in Whiston Hospital, like, you know.
Yeah. Right.
And the police had actually recovered the bike and fetched it back that morning.
Yeah.
On the Saturday morning.
Did he bring that bike back from Italy or something? It was the thing they did in continent on the continent.
I don't think so.
No. They had them little bikes, so irritating little bikes, aren't they?
That's probably why he did it, you know. Yeah.
You know, and they all buzz around with no crash helmets on, and up and down them. They'd always cobbled streets, weren't they, as well?
I've never been to it.
And abroad, but there you go.
The only reason he had it was for shopping in Liverpool, like, you know. He used to go shopping in Liverpool, and with the easy parking on the bike.
Yeah.
He'd go to town, like, on the bike.
And fill his shop up with goods.
Yeah.
Right.
And this particular day, he was going to go in a car, but the police fetched his bike back. And he actually went that face, you know, on that last trip he made.
Yeah.
And he was driving down a road called Windy Harbour Road in a car.
Yeah.
An old fella driving, like, you know, turned right in front of him as he was coming down.
Yeah.
And Lal had no chance.
He just hit him.
He hit the car, went over the top, and he collided with the lamppost, like, you know, the telegraph pole.
The telegraph pole.
But he wasn't driving. People say he was driving an Harley Davidson, and he never drove.
There's all sorts of stuff, and there's a lot of it on the web as well.
There is,
a lot of it on websites. But you have now put that story right, because there was rumoured that he did live and work and played with the bands in Italy, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
And that's where perhaps you, Garry, could tell us a little bit about what he was doing over there with his bands.
He came over for a holiday, and he came to see me and my wife, and I said, any chance of working with you in Italy, you see? And he said, well, are you sure you want to do it? I said, well, I want to get into writing. And he said, well, okay. So I went over there on the train, and he wasn't in Italy straight away, he was somewhere in Europe, and the Italian band put me up. I couldn't speak a word of English, and I couldn't speak a word of English either. And then Lally came back, and we did. The band was called the Blackjacks.
That's right, yeah.
And we did a few gigs, and it was good. But a few of the gigs fell through, so Lally arranged for a recording session. I think it was for Philips, I think. And what it was an album. I don't know if you remember these. They used to bring like cassettes out.
Yeah,
like
tape cassettes. Yeah,
of everything. It wasn't our original music.
Right.
And so we just covered everything, you see, and you get paid a fee, which was astronomical for me. So I sent it on to my wife. So he looked after us, and then while I was there, I started getting the idea into writing. But one day he asked me, "Are you okay for this?"
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He asked me to go down to it was RCA Studios.
Yeah.
And the middle of the road were there. And he'd written a song called Holy Water. And we were in this kind of cafeteria, and he came out from recording. And he said to the girl, he said, "Do you like the song?" She said, "Well, I like it, Lal," but she said the lyrics are going to be a bit iffy, you know, Holy Grail and all that, but it's Holy Water. So he said, "Okay, all right." And he went back in and he rewrote it, the words, and it became Samson Delilah. Just sat there with coffees.
Yeah.
And I says, "What's your name again?" Wokky. Because Wokky said he's
Wokky.
Very talented lad. When we used to drive down to the old hall playing, he'd teach me harmony. I couldn't sing to save it. I couldn't hold tune in the book.
And he
taught me harmony. So back there in Italy, I was there for about 3 months.
Yeah.
Then I got a bit homesick and I came home.
Right.
I stayed at home then.
Right.
But the last month and a half, I was living with Lal and his wife.
Yeah.
In the flat that they had.
So you spent a considerable amount of time actually living in the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I must stress, he was his old self again.
Yeah.
He was, because at school he was a comic. He was very generous, and just a good lad, you know. And he got that back. That kind of personality back, because he was hard to work with for quite a while.
Yeah.
He really was, but
Yeah.
he got that back. And as Wokky said, very talented.
Yeah, that he moved on to Italy and found that. Had he decided to move back from Italy at this stage, John, into Whiston, you know, and then of course go into business, which is what he did, isn't it?
Well, it was like he set his sister up. He set his sister up.
Right, yeah.
He had,
is that his sister Christine? Is it Christine?
No, it was his elder sister, Jean.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She used to run. I just forget what the shop was called. It was something fashions.
Yeah.
And he sold it. You know, like,
yeah.
Upmarket ladies' dresses.
Right.
And things like that. And he lived in the flat.
Yeah. So.
He was, He'd settled back over there. Like he wasn't doing much.
Yeah.
He was. He'd remarried.
Yeah.
He married an American and actually singing as a duo with her. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And when he came back, was he actually involved in music when he came back, or just his business?
Songwriting.
Yeah, it was just songwriting. Yeah. He wasn't performing then, going around the pubs and clubs.
I don't think he involved himself in the business. You know,
Yeah.
he left that to his sister.
Right,
He
yeah.
just put the money in, like, you know.
Ah, right.
As far as could see. Like,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Malc, have you, anything to add to that about Lally?
I was thinking of something to say then, and I got that engrossed in John.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say.
That's all right. I do it all the time. You're in touch though with Lally's sister, aren't you, Christine?
Well,
who I mentioned
I've
before.
just lost her email address at the moment.
I know, and we're struggling to find it out because we're going to get her into and do a Lanky Beat show with Christine, aren't we? Because she's got so much information to tell us about that. But no, tonight really, I mean, we had to talk about Lally, but it's about the Vaqueros. Yeah. And you've already mentioned, John, about another member of the band, was Mick Gannon, yeah. And he came in, and I remember him as a bass player. Yeah. I can see up Wigan Court Hall in King Street, Wigan. I can see you guys up there. Yeah. I've walked up the steps, and you're there. And Mick did quite a bit of singing as well, didn't he? As well, yeah. So, what had happened about that stage? I mean, the girls had lost Lally because he went to Italy, I take it, and then you had to move on, didn't you? And you had to pack in, whichever. But you decided to carry on, didn't you?
We just carried on with the old, you know, and I just stepped into Lal's shoes.
Yeah.
But the rest of them, obviously, having to because I just got out of the army, and as I say, I didn't have a very big repertoire, if you can call it.
What, you knew 6 songs and you kept singing all 6 ones over and over again?
I was quite fascinating.
We had a bass player that we've not mentioned yet, Alan Liptrot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alan's very important.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So we were all together, me, Wokky, Johnny the drummer and Alan.
Yeah.
But Alan then met the love of his life and got married. I was going to get married, I'm leaving the band, you see. So we looked around at this idiot. I mean, Colin turned up.
Mick Gannon.
Oh, no, sorry, Mick Gannon. I'm sorry.
Mick Gannon, yeah, we talked about Mick Gannon, yeah.
And someone, later, we all kind of got respectable, got jobs, I think. Got a shudder, but I said.
You did?
Yeah.
And then about a year later, 6 months later, something, we went to the Stark pub, and
Colin walked in and told you that was the meeting of the ways.
Like he tells it better.
I've got a little story about Mick Gannon. I was invited to step in as drummer for the Jess Greenough band at the Monaco.
Oh, yeah.
While their drummer took a holiday, and that would be about 1970, 71. And Mick Gannon was the bass player in that band, and I got there. It was the worst thing I ever did because I couldn't cope. I hadn't got the skills. It's as simple as that. I was a rock and roll drummer, and this was a dance band playing.
Good band, Jeff's. Yeah.
Oh, Jess Greenough.
That's where I made my.
I was completely out of my depth, completely, and I didn't know tempos and rhythms for dancing. I only knew rock and roll, so it was unfair to have been put in that position when, But as you are, you're young lads and you think you can do it all, and I was no different. And I thought I went in. And I made a right howler. But they kept me on for 2 weeks. They didn't sack me or anything. I wish I didn't deserve to be in the band. And I thought, of course, I learned a lot very quickly. And Mick was bass player. And he used to shout out, and I mean shout, at the instructions to me. And he'd do quite a bit of the up front singing as well with Jess Greenough. And I just remember And God bless Mick for doing that, because he helped me through. But I never felt, I mean, they played, 2 or 3 or 4 times a week, and so for 2 weeks I played about 8 sessions with the Jess Greenough band. And I can't claim I really enjoyed it, because I didn't. But the money was good, let me put it that way.
It was Mick who got me with Jess Greenough.
I'm sorry? Yeah.
Mick Gannon got me on bass with Jess Greenough.
And you played in the Jess Greenough
for a few
band,
weeks.
did you, Colin? Right.
And Jess Greenough he offered me the job, and he said he would teach me to read.
Fantastic.
But I wanted to do a rock and roll.
Yeah.
And I turned it down. The biggest mistake I ever made.
Really?
I'd have been reading.
You were, yeah. Yeah, to have the...
He's talking himself down. You're on Janet and Joan Boot 1 and 2 now. You know you can read. It's doing really well.
Garry, that's a belter. That I enjoyed that one. Yeah, that's a class. I think that's the best one so far on the Lanky Beat show.
So much,
yeah, and we've done 12 now, you know, and that's the best one of the lot.
Listen, Bill, if ever he invites you home for tea, don't have burgers.
Don't have burgers.
Ask them why. Gary.
No, burgers have a bad press at the moment.
I know they do.
For a different. Is it for a different reason?
Well,
you mean?
Ask Gary.
Go on, Gary. Tell us about.
What did they
Tell us
What
about.
did he feed you?
Colin's burgers. Go on.
Donkey burgers, isn't it?
Donkey burgers, yeah.
Donkey burgers.
And I said to Gary, why do you like donkey burgers? He says, I always like.
Oh, I don't want any more horse jokes.
It wasn't.
We're not having any more. We've heard them all.
You hadn't heard that one.
I hadn't heard that one though. A classic. I'll give you the due. That was the second best joke we've ever had on Lanky Beat.
First one was Sugar.
That's right. We're getting along now to 55 minutes, I see on the clock, and we've got so much to talk about here. I'm going to kind of say to myself, yeah, I think another 15 minutes should do it. But I think we'll take a break at this point and play another track and tell you a little bit about some exciting news, because this is the 6th generation. They're from, what are they called, Michigan in America, and their track is Love Potion number 9.
I've been that way since 1966. She looked at my palm and she gave a magic sign. She said, what you need is love potion number 9. And drink it down. She bent down and turned around and gave me a wink. She said, I'm gonna mix it up right here in the sink. It smelled like turpentine, it looked like India ink. I held my nose,
I closed my eyes,
I took a drink, stir it up. I didn't know if it was day or night. And drink it down. I started kissing everything inside. But when I kissed the cop down at 34th and Vine, he broke my little bottle of love potion number 9. And drink it down. And gave me a wink. She said, I'm gonna mix it up right here in the sink. It smelled like turpentine, it looked like India ink. I held my nose.
I closed my eyes.
I took a drink. I didn't know if it was day or night.
Drink it down.
I started kissing everything inside. But when I kissed the cop down at 34th and Vine, he broke my little bottle of love potion number 9. Love potion number 9. Love potion number 9. Love potion number 9.
Wonderful. Sixth Generation. So I can break the news. That Sixth Generation are coming to Lankyland. They're going to be playing in July. They're coming over on July the 3rd, Manchester Airport. They are then booked in at Lanky Cats for Thursday, July the 4th. Then off they go down to the Swinley to play a gig in the Swinley. Then we've got the following week on the Wednesday they'll be playing at Birkdale Beat. That is in Birkdale near Southport. The following night, Thursday night, they are playing at Lanky, Mersey Rats in the Latham Hall Seaforth. And final gig for them will be on Saturday at the Sacred Heart Club in Wigan. And then they climb aboard their plane on Thursday morning and fly home to Michigan. So that is their little itinerary sorted out. I'm very excited because I've kind of been responsible for arranging all that, and at the other end there I've been in touch with the band members and we're sorting it all out, and that's what we've come up with. They're very excited about it. They are doing most of the work that they come over here is mostly for charity, and they're treating it like a wonderful holiday. In the middle of that, there is one gig that I haven't told you about, and that is they'll be playing at the Cavern Club on Sunday afternoon on the 7th of July, and so will a lot of other bands, because that's the Lanky Cats' annual pilgrimage to the Cavern Club. And at the moment, I've got 8 bands playing in the afternoon. With 6 last year, we've got 8 playing this year. We're just extending it a little bit in terms of time, but we're going to have one wow of an afternoon. And so keep your eyes peeled on Lanky Beat for the next few weeks, because I'm coming up with the final lineup of the bands. But you can be assured that the Sixth Generation is amongst them. Okay, let's get back to the band, and we're going to talk about a bass player. Unfortunately, he's not here at the moment. I remember at Lanky Cats we enjoyed a very special night with the bass player, didn't we, of the Vaqueros? Because he turned 70 and we got a nice cake for him and we made a real fuss of him. And so since, Malc, tell us what's happened to Alan Liptrot.
Well, Alan came back from, he went to Lanzarote, which he goes a lot. His friends there, you know.
Yeah.
And he went in September and he said, I'll give you a ring when I get back.
Yeah.
Because we all used to go out for a drink and that, you know, and go up to your club, of course.
Yes, I'd got to, yeah.
And he never rang when he got back. And I didn't know he'd got back. I just kept ringing his phone.
Yeah, yeah.
Getting the answer phone. And then it was Wokky's birthday a few weeks ago.
Yep.
So I thought, I've got to try and find him, because...
to bring you all back together.
I'll forgotten your name. They all got a cake on the 70th birthday. That's what it is, you see.
They did.
I couldn't get hold of him, so I knew his son had a pub, so I got onto the pub and his daughter-in-law answered. And she said, "Oh, Malc, we've lost your number, we've been trying to get hold of you."
Oh.
Alan had a stroke when he got back from Lanzarote, and it seems he got it almost as soon as he shut the door on his flat, and his sons walked away and went home, and Alan must have collapsed that same day at least, and he was there 2 or 3 days.
Oh dear.
So he ended up having a severe stroke.
Yeah. So where is he now?
So now he's in the Taylor unit at Lee Centre. It's
It's a rehabilitation
unit. Rehabilitation centre. He was in the hospital at first, of course, and now they got him there. And I believe just a couple of months ago he couldn't even move anything.
Yeah.
But now he's He's still paralysed down his right side.
Yeah.
And he's trying to talk.
Right.
So the more visitors he gets, which helps him to talk, the better.
Now then, we saw him at Lanky Cats last week, didn't we?
Well, we did. There's one of the nurses there who handles all the educational and the amusements and the entertainments. So we got Keith to come down, Keith Moore.
To come down to the unit, yeah.
Keith came and
Keith Moore
put
came
on the
down.
show for all the patients in that unit.
Yeah.
And a lot of them patients, you never got a sound at them as a rule.
Yeah.
They just sat there when you've had a stroke. It was like they're on another planet.
Yeah.
As soon as Keith started, the heads had come up.
And Keith Moore is compere at Lanky Cats, isn't he? And he showed a side to us that we've not seen.
Oh no,
we've seen him comparing, and we can see him organising the bands. And he did a great job at the Gavin last year, you know. Oh, boy, did he have them straightened out at the on, off, you know what? And he went up to the Taylor unit and he put on his own one-man show, didn't he?
Did. And the response he got was fantastic. People who normally you never see the face because their heads are down all the time. When I visit Alan, they were up, they were trying to sing, they were taking the mic off it, trying to sing. Everyone was trying to join in.
Yeah.
Someone in a coma.
Yeah.
His mouth started moving. Now whether whether it was coincidence, but it affected me greatly. It really did. So that's when we realised that.
And it did you as well, didn't it, Malc?
Oh, immensely.
I know.
So.
And your wife Doreen, you both went down, didn't you, with Doreen? And
Doreen wanted to be here tonight because she said she's as much as the band as I was because she was always there with us.
I'm surprised she hadn't come with you actually. She'd have been more than welcome. Yeah.
And it's her slimming club tonight. So.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, she would love to have come.
Yeah, so all we can say is, Alan, we wish you well, and it was great to see you down at Lanky Cats last week.
Yeah, well, we thought that would do him good. And,
so
the nurse arranged it, and a very good friend of ours paid for the taxi.
He
really did. It was really good of him that, and. It was a wonderful night. He really enjoyed it.
It was a special night again down there. The atmosphere was tremendous, wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, I'll be going seeing him tomorrow, and I can tell him all about this as well.
Well, he owes me a fiver as well.
All right.
He gave it to me, Garry, but I've spent it. So.
All right. Right. Okay.
But Alan's very special to us. Yeah. Little Beetle, as we called him. Yeah.
The Little Beetle.
Because he looked like, didn't he? His haircut was like that.
Yeah.
And he had a bass guitar, just
and a
like
good bass
Paul
player.
McCartney's.
A good bass player.
Oh, excellent. He wouldn't be in the Vaqueros otherwise. I mean,
you know. Well, we've got about 5 minutes, and it'll only take 5 minutes now just to move on, just to that very special occasion whereby you guys were actually involved in the making of a film.
Oh, well, these were. I wasn't.
I wasn't.
I think John was.
He's gone quiet.
The
squirming.
In the military prison.
The squirming.
The manager we had.
The what? I'm sorry.
The manager we had.
The manager you had, yes, John.
He took us over. Leyland.
Bill Leyland.
Yeah. I ate it.
He took us
William.
over.
It was William Leyland. He never used. He hated Bill.
He was Bill. I knew him. So.
Yeah. Go on, Garry.
He said, I'll take the money from the bookings, and I'll pay you a wage, which he did. Which I thought was crackers at the time, but I still do. But the reason Lal went for it, I understand. He said, I can get you in a film, we'll get you on TV, and then get you into the recording studio. And all three did. So the film was called Gonks Go Beat.
Yes, it was.
It's getting hot in here, isn't it?
It is.
And as you said before, it's a hideous film. We were just extras, because we had a long home from the north. And he's Leyland's stable of bands. That's tough now.
That's right. Yeah.
He had about 5 bands.
Yeah.
And we were all in different extras.
Well, your bands were the Trolls.
Yeah.
I nearly said Julian and the Troll, but they dropped the Julian. But you know, the Trolls were just. There was yourselves.
Yeah.
There was Ray Lewis and the Trekkers.
Yep. Preston.
And I know them very well because I joined the Trekkers for a short time when they became Mycos and the Trekkers. Nice. But anyway, that's another story. And you guys, was there another? Long and the Short.
Yeah.
That was another band from around the area. And on the show, the cast were Nashville Teens.
Yes.
Where they were on. Yeah. Lulu and the Lovers.
Yeah.
And she didn't do much work with her band, did she, Lulu? Because she went mega solo-wise, didn't she? What were the other cast members as well?
There was the one you mentioned before,
Ginger Baker was in it. Graham Bond.
Ginger Baker, Graham Bond, yeah.
And Jack Bruce, the bass player.
Jack Bruce, the bass player.
Cream. Kearns, will remember this.
And Johnny Kearns.
Because he took me to the canteen, to the bar,
yeah.
Which was unusual for Johnny.
Right.
To talk to Ginger Baker.
Fantastic.
So
and I just remember from a drummer's point of view, it was amazing. I saw this thing. Yep.
He stayed down there for, I think it was about a week.
Yeah.
To record that. We came back.
Yeah.
With that big drum thing that you're on about.
Yeah. The drum thing in the film is absolute classic. Yeah. It's brilliant. I mean, for a film that reputedly is a cult thing now, it was so regarded as being so bad, it was good in that sense that it became number one of the worst films of all time. Now, to be number one at anything is good, you know, if you know what I mean.
Well, I bought a DVD of that. I took it to the hospital.
Which one?
Yeah.
And I've given it to them there, so they're going to play it. They probably have already.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of them. It's one of them kind of videos, I suppose, that dogs start howling in the middle of it, and you don't know why.
Actually, my dogs fell asleep.
Yeah.
I was sat next to him at the Prem. He had like the Wigan Prem at the Ritz.
Yeah.
And he went in all proud, like,
you know.
And he was going.
And you crept out, didn't you?
He was looking for a collar.
Yeah, I know. Well, I saw the film at the Princess Cinema in Wigan. I took a girlfriend, right? First date. It was first date. And I went in and watched it. I've never seen her ever since. I've never seen her since. You know what effect it had on people. Yeah. And in front of me was Bob McKinley out of the Long and the Short. He was in front of it, sat in front of me. That was notable. And he's quite tall. Is John and Bob, should I say, Bob McKinley, quite tall, and he's sat there, and I'm kind of looking, squeaking around him like this. By the time the end of the film had come, he'd just gone down in his seat like this, and you couldn't see him. You couldn't see him because he was hiding. Anyway, that's we've had a laugh about it, but you must have had a laugh at actually getting involved and making that. It was, I mean, blimey, I wish I'd have gone and made a film in Elstree Studios, was it? Shepperton Studios. I never went there and did that.
Didn't have a speaking party?
He was the only one, yeah.
The only one that Bob, yeah. I'm going to get him on the programme as well shortly and get him talking about it. See if he can enact that slipping down a seat to, effect that the film gave him. But that was brilliant. This I think it's been a fantastic evening. I'm ready to wind up, and we've got the final kind of things to say, all the nice things about thank you, Kathy, at CP Radio, and for loaning these lovely facilities. They're fantastic. What we've got next is to say thank you, Diane, for producing our show. She's been put through the mill tonight because she's in an unfamiliar studio. She's pressing buttons that she's not quite sure about, but she's put things together admirably well. And I'm looking forward to listen to a recording of this, and I'm sure that it won't be needing for much editing on it. I'm absolutely certain of it, and that's all down to Diane's skill and expertise. Thank you very much for Colin Edwardson, Jon Wokky Watkinson, Garry Roberts, and roadie Malc Brown. This is Lanky Beat, the show. We've enjoyed bringing it to you. We're going to play out now with Lally Stott's title song called Henry James, and we'll look forward to seeing you all very soon. Bye-bye and good night.